Now I'm excited to get on and bring in Michele, this awesome, awesome chocolatier that I've heard all these wonderful things about and actually even read some great things about her. So I was excited that she was available to join us today. And I'm excited to hear about her background because I know there's wine involved. Hey, look at this!
I'm practice that.
Look
we
at
did
this.
Not practice that.
Beautiful. You want me to take these off here?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we'll put those.
Look at this. Taylor, let you slide that out. All right, Taylor's looking. Oh my gosh, we got a lot of good stuff. Actually, you know what? We'll leave this here till the end so we can make it easier.
I'm going to do that in the back there.
Perfect. Anytime there's wine and chocolate, I'm in heaven.
Me too.
Look at
hey,
that. Oh my gosh.
who wouldn't be? Okay.
Taylor, you're going to be in chocolate overload later.
I love it. I'm so excited.
Michele, thanks for making the time. I know you had a lot going on. I'm so happy you're here to join me.
So welcome. Thank you for having me here with you.
So I heard very, very wonderful stuff about Michele, and I read this awesome article by Edible Roadie that did it on, wrote this great column on you. Beautiful pictures too, I have to say.
Beautiful.
And then we have a mutual friend in Joe Simone from Simone's.
Yes.
And my long lost cousin is what we tell everybody now. And he couldn't stop talking about you either. After you and I connected with him. So I'm excited to have you come in. And the biggest question out there is everyone is asking me is, how did you get started in this? So we got to address that first.
Gosh. So. Well, one of my favorite things to share is that, well, I've always loved chocolate and I've always loved tea, and so that's my specialty. But when I was living in New York City, I worked for a fashion company and we did trade shows, and I kind of needed a creative outlet. So what I did was I worked with a French chef and he taught me the basics of French cooking. I took classes from him for about 9 months. And that started the wheels turning and oh my gosh, this is what I really love. My husband had the opportunity as an architect to move back to France and work in France. So I went with him. And what better way to learn about
good excuse to have to go, huh?
Right? Yeah. So we went there, and a lot of what we did in the afternoons, during the weekends, we'd go to this salon de thé, and I tasted an incredible chocolate there. I tasted some liquid chocolate.
Oh my gosh!
And then in the holiday season, they changed the whole front of the store to all of these towers of chocolates. And almost, similar to this with packaging and everything. And I just was like, the wind was knocked out of me. And I just this is so beautiful. And this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Wow.
So that's how it got started. I came back to the US and started playing with chocolate and tea.
So this is like a love affair.
This is, oh yeah.
And now your French is perfect.
My French is not perfect, but it's conversational.
To me, it's perfect. To me, it's perfect.
I didn't correct you.
I know.
You noticed that, right?
But I'm going to let her say it properly now because I should have be corrected. So, having that experience and bringing it back, you started out and you were in Newport when you came back and started out, right?
Actually, I was in Massachusetts for a while, and this is going back quite a while. But I helped my husband start his business in the United States. And under one condition, that I could continue to do my chocolate and baking, and so I did, and that's how I fell upon the first truffle that I did, which was an Earl Grey truffle. But then I decided to play with that idea and I love tea, so why not do a plum oolong one? And that was my first creative outlet for the
So how do you
truffles.
locate the teas? Other than being someone that enjoys them, how are you locating these
So
teas?
the company that I source from actually started about the same time as I did, about 17 or 18 years ago, and it's Rishi Tea. And the reason I gravitated toward them was because they were sourcing directly from the tea estates, bringing back as fresh as they possibly could, helping the farmers as well on these estates, and giving back to the communities. And I really love that whole philosophy, and they had really wonderful teas. So I've been very loyal to them for that time. And they've also been a source of inspiration for me. You know, when I read about the teas, it's very much like wine. When you read or you taste the wine, you kind of know, for me, instinctually what is going to work and work well with chocolate. So
now you've got the tea. Where's your chocolate coming from?
The chocolate comes from Madagascar is what I chose to have chocolate. I don't bring it back. I'm not a manufacturer of chocolate, so I don't have the winnowing machines and all of that, although maybe one day. But right now, I use 64% dark chocolate from Madagascar. And the reason I chose that is because it goes very well. It has a fruitier complexion to it, and so it goes very well with, in my opinion, some of the teas that I use.
So the chocolate and the tea, and then I also heard that you have a nice local component that you're getting.
Absolutely. So there are only 3 ingredients to my
Right,
truffles.
that's what I was
which is
amazed with,
beautiful.
yeah.
You know, there are no fillers, there are no oils or butters or anything. The cream comes from Aruta's Dairy,
That's
right in
fantastic.
Tiverton, Rhode Island.
That's awesome.
And I have been, ever since I moved here 12 years ago, they have been my source for my cream.
I think that's fantastic. We always love it when there's a nice local connection.
Yes.
So kind of tell us about your location now, because talking about your husband and being an architect, you have this beautiful space that I've seen pictures of.
Yes, that was a dream. When we moved into the property, first of all, the property was called the Durfee Tea House, and we just had to move in because of my background. So it also had a barn, which was kind of falling down, and we decided that we needed to actually, I'll say this, it makes me sound a little bit strange and new agey, but every time I walked into the barn, I would hear this whisper, you know, this is your space, this is where you need to be making your chocolates. So I just was trying to be patient, and I was happy that I opened the shop in Newport,
Right.
because it opened up, you know, that whole community for me. But this space kept calling, so we renovated it. It took a long time for the renovation. A year and a half completed. We had to put a new septic system in, and we had to do structural work. As many people know with projects, as soon as you start one thing, another thing.
pops
So
up on
we
you.
literally had to redo all of the foundation work for the barn so it could stand up.
But you've created, like you said, this space was speaking to you, and you've recreated to make this space your own now. So
Yes.
it's kind of taken a new piece of history that you're putting over there.
Yeah, I think Ruth Durfee would be really happy
That's
with
awesome.
me.
I agree with you. I have to agree with you. So before we talk about what happens at the space, because she's got great things that she's brought in for us to do, I want to talk about your process and the type of things that you do carry, because you've got a lot of nice stuff that you've done over there.
Right.
Beautiful, beautiful photographs to look at too as well. So tell us what you make.
So it's all based on tea infusion. So it's chocolate truffles, as we discussed, and they're based on, because I was in the fashion industry, they're based on different collections. So we have a fall-winter collection, a spring-summer collection, resort and holiday, and they are all based on like things that our bodies really are craving at that time of year. We're tasting today some from the spring-summer collection.
Nice.
So those are the truffles. We also have mendiant, which are dried fruit and nuts on discs of dark chocolate, and these have the gold on
I
them.
think this is the one that I grabbed a picture of today, I believe, because I
And-
put this awesome picture up today. Yep, this is the one.
And,
Yeah.
and I also make them in white chocolate as well as milk chocolate.
Yes, white chocolate.
And the other item that we have is a chocolate bar. We have 3 different kinds of chocolate bars that are square. And I neglected to bring them, I'm sorry.
No
Little
worries.
chocolate bars. But, and those are, 2 of them are infused in tea. They actually have the tea in them to kind of add to the creaminess of the chocolate, but then
Okay.
gives it a little bit of a crunch. So we have a milk chocolate Indian spice. We have a sea salted caramel, dark chocolate, 64%, and we also have a 64% without any tea in it, and it has cacao nibs and sugared ginger on
My
it.
God, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
simply awesome. So
And what else? And I have mendiant au thé as well, little discs of dark chocolate and white chocolate that you like,
That'd
that
be
have
my
the
glory.
lavender
Yep,
in it.
I
They have
love
tea
that.
in them.
Yep.
So those are some of the items. I have a gluten-free cookie that is available on the website. That is kind of a spiced square. We call it a carré cookie, and it's a spiced square cookie. It has some nuts in it.
So the way that people can purchase this is visiting the site.
Yes.
And then
yeah.
also signing up for like a reoccurring.
Yes. Well, I figured, we went over this when you were talking to me on the phone, you
Yeah.
know, like, why just enjoy sweets on, you know, for special occasions? Why not enjoy it every day? Make a special moment for yourself every day. So I came up with this idea of having people purchase a subscription series. So every month I put together, as the chef, I put together a surprise package for them, and they receive a package from me with a little note from me, explaining why I did this for them, and that's that's what we do on a monthly basis.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
And people can you can sign up from anywhere. You don't have to be just in Rhode Island.
Oh
You've
no,
got
I
customers
ship
all
all
over the place.
over the country.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean it was wonderful to have the boutique down in Newport because it is a tourist town. So a lot
Right.
of my clients then would go home to their different locations all over the country and
Wonder how they can still get more of your stuff.
Yeah, so that's how this idea
That's
came
perfect.
into play.
So now we're going to go into one of the things that she actually does at the space, and I'm going to get taste some wine and chocolate. So, all right, so
Yes.
should I move this here so we can showcase a little bit? Okay.
Absolutely. So we have what I brought in today. I knew that you like some white wine. I remembered that from something I had seen.
Oh, I'm not prejudiced against any wine.
yeah.
I love it. No worries.
Well, a Gewürztraminer, in my opinion, I just hit my.
I hit it all the time.
Okay.
All right.
Well, the Gewürztraminer has a little bit of honeysuckle, white flowers, like jasmine perhaps. And I thought it might marry well with our one of our truffles from the Spring Summer collection, which is the Jasmine Peach Blossom. And I have done this pairing before. And so we do taste the wine first.
Okay.
and-
I don't have any problem with that.
No.
See, and this is, I love Gewürztraminer to begin with because it's not overpowering with the sweetness, but this is perfect to start off with the
Yeah,
summer.
and
so
you
the
do,
spring.
I mean, it does say Gewürzt is like spiciness, so there is a little bit of a
Right.
spiciness on the finish. But now we taste a truffle.
Okay.
These are the Jasmine Peach Blossom.
Jasmine Peach Blossom.
And what I love to do is, so when we taste chocolate, we're tasting it, we're letting it melt. Chocolate melts with our body temperature, letting it melt in the palate of our mouth. And we just let the different flavors kind of, it's wonderful between wine
Oh my
and
God.
chocolate, the different levels of flavor. Not only do you have the flavor and the nose of the chocolate, but then the tea kicks in.
That's what I'm getting right now. Mm-hmm. This is absolutely amazing. So when you do these, groups can come in and do these actual tastings with you at your space, right?
Well, at my space is a commercial kitchen, and the town of Portsmouth allowed me a variance to have my commercial kitchen there. I do these on location, the truffle and wine pairings. I'd love to do it at my space,
So
but
you bring this to
let's
to
talk
people?
to the town of Portsmouth.
Oh my God, I'll go testify for you. So these, you do these, you travel to bring these to people for things? So one of the things I read was your commitment to charities and helping out charities, and this is one of the things that you bring to groups?
Yes, it's a great way for people to sell tickets for their nonprofit organization, and a portion of the tickets goes to the organization. And it's just a fun way. We've done small groups, 23 people, all the way up to, I've done large groups up to like 200 people roaming around, and they kind of come by the table where I've set up, and they don't leave because it's so much fun.
So I'm a wine enthusiast. I know that's no big secret out there. This was amazing. This was like, and now it's opened up more on me. I'm getting the tea on the end, like you talked about, and then being honest. How are you determining the wines that you're pairing up with? A lot of practice back and forth, or
A
certain
lot
things
of
just come to
practice.
mind?
Again, I know the teas, I know the chocolate, and the different highlighted nuances that I want to bring out. And many times it's just a marrying of flavors. So I do have to do a lot of taste testing and wine tasting. I know, poor
rough
me,
job.
but
It's a
I
rough
have to
job.
do that. And so that's really how it works, and it's just.
To me, and like I said, I'm tasting wine all the time. This is the ideal situation. I can see, like you're saying, not just specific celebrations, but an everyday celebration to being able to go do something like this. And I got to tell you, I've got like 5 charity groups that come off the top of my head that would love something.
And the other aspect that I'd love to market is for weddings as well, because I think it's a lot of people are going towards the experience
Right.
For their weddings, and what a great way to, after the rehearsal, to do a truffle and wine pairing with your group and then go to dinner. It's just really, I mean, I love it so
No,
much.
you
I
hit the
and I
mark.
love
This is-
sharing. We talk about a little bit of the history of chocolate as well at the beginning. Then we really get into, which we don't have time here, but the nuances of the flavors of the chocolates and the different levels. But
So before we taste the next one,
Yes.
You've kind of mastered this and how you've gotten the teas in, and you said you keep up to date with the providers and the natural things that they're coming out with. do you feel like you're evolving and keep changing them and keep going back and forth, the new things that are out there? Because this, to me, is the sky's the limit in my what I would
Absolutely.
think.
That's
So-
why I came up with the resort collection. I was like kind of like, oh my God, in the humdrums of the winter weather, and I was like, God. One of my friends and my twin sister went off to, the South in the Caribbean, and I was like, really? So I said, I'm going to treat myself and create a resort collection. So that's what I did, and I found, some of the, it's hit or miss. Some of the teas that I thought were going to work didn't, but then another one was a big surprise, and it
Right.
did work. So that's
So you've
how.
got a lot of experiment going on.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty
I'm an
cool.
alchemist
I
in
would
there
be
in that
in
kitchen.
my glory doing that. All right, so now we got something that's going to go with, what do we got here?
This is a Commoniere.
Oh, nice.
And Commoniere from Chile. First of all, the Commoniere grape was originally from Bordeaux, but then the blight wiped it all out, and they found that the Chileans had saved the grape down in Chile. So
they
this comes
saved the
from.
vines.
They did. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So that's how.
I'm learning more stuff about wine today, too.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So Commoniere, this is from the foothills of the Andes, and the reason I wanted to choose this is going with a lavender dark chocolate truffle.
Okay.
The reason I chose this is because of the herbaceousness of the red wine, and I'm hoping, I haven't ever tasted this La Mission, but
I have not had this one. This is beautiful. I'm gonna have to reach out to you later on if I already got that, because now I'm gonna get a bottle of that. So this is going with the lavender.
yes,
Okay.
and
I'll take over
what
a sec.
I've tasted the Commoniere before from Chile, and what I loved about it was the herbaceousness and the kind of effervescent eucalyptus kind of taste to it, which I thought would lend itself well to the lavender truffle. So let's see. I wish you all were with us doing this
Don't worry.
tasting, but we'll tell you how it is.
I'm doing this all for everyone out there. You know, this is a rough job to do in the middle of the day, but I am making sure that I'm doing all this for you to educate you all out there. Kate and Josh, unfortunately, I know you guys won't like this, but I will definitely take care of it for you. No worries. Vitaly, I think you're going to like it, though. This is delicious. Absolutely. I mean,
And you know what I found? That men used to come into the boutique, they would love lavender. It's not a flavor that you would think a lot of men would like, but that has been a favorite.
can't even speak.
Yeah, okay, I'll just keep
Roll her
talking.
dog.
So, we don't have napkins here and he's drooling.
This is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. This could be my new favorite thing, I'm telling you right now.
Oh, good. Well, I any type of party is time to put truffles and wine together, right?
And everyone knows I like a good party, so that's fantastic. All right. I'm going to make sure that all the social media and stuff that's out there, you know how to get a hold of Michele, because this is a fantastic thing to not only be able to purchase the stuff that she has, but to be able to pair this up. This was a wonderful, wonderful idea. I can't believe that I haven't done it before, so I'm enthralled with this. So thank you so much for making the
Thank
time today to
you.
do this.
Thank you for calling me.
Congratulations to you on your success and being able to follow your passion and put that stuff in there, because you've done awesome.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be sipping these later
Yeah,
on, telling you.
I'll leave them here.
Oh, thank you. All right.
Okay.
Taylor, I don't want to mess you up on this, so like that. You're going to love these chocolates.
I know.
Taylor's like, I know.
I told your son,
Those two are mine. Don't let them go to waste.
that's fine. I told him that he better stop eating them all out
Oh, Gio's eating everything? Here,
here.
take
No,
that.
you.
Oh, the box. Oh, me? No way. Take that one with you so we can have something to put it in for you. Yep, right there. All right.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Michele. This was fantastic. I'm in my glory over here. All right.